foodies, it's Elsie here. Do you like kimchi? Today I'm going to cook kimchi pork stir fry. I have here picnic part and kimchi. This is my mom made kimchi. I will show you. Spring onion, scallion, and some garlic. That's it. First thing first, I'm gonna peel off this garlic. Spring onion, scallion. I would probably use this much. Same as spring onion. It's up to you how you want to. Okay, I'm just gonna slice it like this. Do you like kimchi? I personally think pork is the best for any types of kimchi dish, like kimchi fried rice, kimchi jjigae, or even kimchi jeon, like the pancake type. If you cook with the pork belly, it's really good. Now, time for the kimchi. I'm going to place this parchment paper so that my cutting board doesn't absorb the kimchi juice. This kimchi is from southern part of Korea. Every November, I go my parents' house to make this kimchi together. I think I'm ready. Let's go and cook. Here's my favorite pan. I'm just gonna turn on the medium-high heat. Oil, garlic, spring onion. At this point, I'm gonna add my pork. Sprinkle a little water. Pepper. Ginger goes so well with pork. So, soy sauce. You've got to marinate and season a little bit of your... Whoa! Season a little bit of pork. Otherwise, your pork is bland, but kimchi is salty. Balanced. Everything is for balance. See? Keep the voice. Oh, it smells already so good. I think I can eat as is. But I think my pork is like almost cooked. At this point, I need to cook my kimchi too. So I'm gonna... Okay, I'm gonna lower my heat. I'll show you. Let's try some pork, kimchi. It's so good. Seriously. I can eat this all day, every day. I just started YouTube. And the reason why I started is because I cook Korean dish every day. Yeah, I would say over 80% of my meal is that I made and I cooked. Then I thought that why wouldn't I, take the video and upload on YouTube? Oh god. I love it. Today I want to talk about birth rate. But let me just head first. My lemon water.
I'm currently living in Seoul, which is like capital city of Korea. So I have lots of friends who is unmarried, and though they married, they don't have kids. I barely see anyone who has kids. There are so many people around me who hasn't married until they're like late 30s or mid 30s, and no one says that, oh, like you should get married or like that. Well, they might have some pressure, I don't know, but like these days no one is really saying that you're an old maid. Back in like 60 or 70, if you don't get married around 20s, you're an old maid in Korea. Like everyone around in your town, your mom's friend, your dad's friend, everyone, your cousin, your nephew, your aunt or uncle, everyone would say that, oh, why don't you get married? Like, why aren't you not married someone? You have to marry, you should marry, blah, blah, blah. Do you think that kind of social pressure made people get married more back in like 60 or 70 or even 80s? Do you think that social pressure worked to make people get married? And in those times, like getting divorced was like scandal. Like if you get divorced, how to say, it has to be a secret. Like everyone wants to hide that they get divorced, because divorce means that you have some sort of issue or like problems, which is like maybe it's true, but like socially people look at you strange, and they're gossiping behind, like talk behind, like he got divorced last month. So it was so much pressure on one person getting even divorced, so they have to like endure those times. Like even though they are not good fit, they want to start their new life, they cannot get divorced because the social pressure, like the society would see you really, really strange. That happened until 80s. Even 90s. But nowadays, I think no one really cares because so many people get divorced. It became common. And wherever I go, quite often that we talk about birth rate because it's serious. It's really serious. I heard it's below 0.5. As far as I heard, I'm not too sure. I will search and maybe leave it somewhere here or here. Which means like one from one couple, you don't get one baby. It's a 0.5 below baby. Like, can you imagine that? Two people get married, right? If you want to get married, you need two people, right? And if you get married, like 2 plus 2 equal what? 0.5 person. In two couple, there's only one baby, but it's below that. In Seoul, it's below 0.5. That's what I understood. It may be wrong, but think about it. 0.5. I told you two couple have only one baby. So in that sense, if there's 400 people, how many babies that we can expect? Out of 400 people, we have less than 100 baby. Less than 100 baby. It may sound like, oh, it's nothing. It's not that serious. But what scares me out is that baby has to get married. So from 100, only 50 couple, right? If every couple has one baby, it's only 50 babies after that, a third generation. So from 400, from out of 400 people, like grandparents, there is only what? If this ratio goes along, 25 babies. So from 400, it's 25. 25. My whole school, high school, was 400 students. Then can you imagine only 25 left in one whole school? Only in like 3 generations, it is happening. So maybe government would consider taking some immigrants, right? Like such as like Australia, they used to United States, the same, they take immigrants, right? Because citizen equal labor. You need worker, like to make the economy is going on. I read a posting in Reddit. The title was like, is South Korea disappearing? The answer is yes. South Korea is disappearing. So in future, Korea will change. Not disappearing, but will change. If I walk outside, even in my school or like my like office or on the street, like very central places, if I go there, I barely see any other race who is Korean. There are some foreigners who's visiting, traveling, working. For some reason they come in Korea and they leave or they temporarily stay. But you can not see, I can say you cannot see Korean but different race. Korean is just Korean. 단일 민족. A single 민족. Well, I don't know. I forgot the word, but I will leave here. No, or here. If you are Japanese, you would understand what I mean. Or Chinese. But every other countries that I've been, they're all mixed up with like immigrants all back in time. They come into your country, so the race is various, you know. But we have only one. But because we have such a low birth rate, we have to take the immigrants soon in future. And Korea is going to be with Korean, but who is different race, from different country, origin, immigrant. We are going to take the immigrants. I have discussed this with lots of people around me. For older generation, I would say like 40s, no, over 40 is not old, like 50 or 60, my parents' generation, they are saying two things. First, because the house price, the cost of living is like skyrocket, this thing makes 20s or 30s not having babies. That's the problem, they say. And the second one is, I can't understand, I don't understand why you don't have baby. Like, you have to have a baby because they are going to, you know, support you in the future, which is crazy. But like so there are two types: who don't understand, who understand. If they understand, it's because of the house price, cost of living, job market, like a bad job market, bad economy, or like blaming the government, you know, those two types. In older generation, like my parents' generation, my generation, like 20s or 30s, even early 40s, majority is saying, blaming economy. You know, house is too, the apartment house is difficult to get and it's so expensive in Seoul. Cost of living low, like salary is not increasing. There are lots of crime, new crime, like incident, accident, and blah 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 stuff. So which all of this means that, oh, it's so not good environment, it's difficult to take care of them. All these kinds of for all these kinds of reasons. I think the majority would say this. And I also get some say that because environment is really bad, like microdust and the climate change. Yeah, especially climate change. They say the population is the problem. So like having a child is not their problem. Their problem is like our earth. So for our earth, that not having a child is natural thing, you know. We have to decrease the number of people in the world, they say. That's the second reason why they don't have kids, or why they think there is so low birth rate. Well, anyway, like there are so many reasons like people are saying, but those, the first one was the majority, like everyone would say this. But I have different opinion. Yeah, I have different opinion because I don't know why people are blaming like house price and cost of living and stuff. Because you see, my grandparents and my my parents' generation, they went through really tough time, like really tough time. They went through war, Korean War. They went through those time when the economy was like from the bottom to like whoop, like going up. So yeah, their life would have not have been great, as great as what we have now. We are in the stage where the economy is already like grown, fully grown. We're at the top, right? We're at the top. That means that we are luxurious to live in this world. Like everyone has car, like everyone is living some sort of places, and everyone get the food what they want. Well, every country has that portion of the group who cannot have meal. But in Korea, it's really small amount compared to other countries. You know, it's poverty, but not poverty. You get what I mean? It's poverty because of comparison. Oh, my friends at school, his parents has like Lamborghini, that kind of stuff, and my parents has only like the cheapest car. That poverty, you know. It's comparison. Comparatively, they're poor, but generally in Korea, we are not poor. It's not because of the poverty that we don't have kids. Like we don't, like the house, the price of house, yes, it's expensive. It's really expensive, but economy wise, we are in the top stage, you know. We're in the top stage. I don't think that's an excuses, you know. Then if they could say the house is the problem, they don't get married and they don't have kids, then I should see the homeless everywhere I go, right? They cannot have on the street, so they cannot have kids. It should be the one, right? But everyone is living some sort of houses, apartment, villa. So if I go walk around, there are so many house types. And compared to other country where there is higher birth rate, Korean house, apartment slash whatever building is great. It's really good condition. So it's comparative poverty, poor. Then what's the reason? What's the reason? Okay, let me have a bite because I talked too much. So the reason why I think the Korean birth rate is so low is going to be on next video. Okay, last bite. I only have one bite left, so I'm just gonna finish it. What we have to see and think about it is that most Korean, majority, everyone is talking about economy, the house price, cost of marriage and stuff. I don't think that's the reason. And I also think if we just keep on working on that, we cannot overcome this problem. That's what I think. Okay, I'm done. See you next video.